We are waiting.
We are waiting. We have a public this time. Hello, hello. Can we have a comment confirming, please, that everything is working?
We are waiting.
We are waiting. We have a
Andre?
public this time.
Andrew, we have echo.
Can we have a comment confirming, please, that everything is working?
We are waiting.
We are waiting. We have a public this time. Andrew, we
Okay.
have.
Hello. Okay. So, welcome everyone to episode 2 of Parking System with Laravel, Vue, and Stripe. Today I have a friend, Andre. He's a senior developer, much more senior than I think I am. And he will probably guide me in this journey. So, Andre, do you want to say something?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me. And yeah, maybe I can support Mike. I call him Mike because it's easier for me to pronounce it. And yeah,
Well,
so
I call you Andre because it's also easier, but that's also your name.
great.
Okay, so let's start by going through the tasks. And I think I closed the window. Let me open this again. Right, so let's have a little overview, a recap of what we did last time, and also some of the changes. So we cheated a bit. We kind of brainstormed a bit on the functionalities of the existing app. Mic like a microphone, yes. So we cheated a bit, and we decided to extend the functionality. Hi, Doina. To extend the functionality of the app. So first of all, we separated the sizes into small, medium, and large, and this will be the base factor for pricing the spot. And then we isolated the attributes. So if the spot is electric or with kids or for women or handicapped, there will be an additional charge on top of the base, small, medium, and large. And also, we'll have the ability to extend the pricing based on days and hours. And Andre has come up with a really neat solution for that, since he has more experience in with the pricing systems. Okay, so I went ahead and made a little Kanban board to keep track of what we have to do first. And also we changed a bit the database. So based on the changes that I just stated, we will, so the colors with yellow are modified, the red are deleted, and the gray are, we're still undecided about this. Alright, so we'll have the new table sizes that needs a color, and this is green. So this is a new table, and we're gonna use the sizes to place the spot, to attach the spot to this, and also the vehicles. Oh, and another thing about this, the vehicles will have we'll have the option to set some vehicles as free entry, some exclusive membership or something. Andre, you can complete on this, but you're muted for now.
Yeah, I know I'm muted. I'm listening to what you say, and yeah, everything's fine so far. So keep on going.
All right. So the prices are separated now in this specific table. That will have the relationship between a garage. As I said, we have the base size, and we'll have a base price based on the size, and then the rates column will hold the configuration for the prices, days and hours. And the attributes are what I called electric and handicapped and whatever, and that will have the additional price on top. Andre, I thought about something. I haven't told this yet. So, like I said, the status can be viewed with like total size, total parking spots, and then available spots. But we can't really use this because we're not updating it in real time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll have to always look into reservations and check the availability based on the start and end compared to the current time. Yeah, so the status goes away. A garage goes away. I think it should go away from here because we can get it from the spot, and we have the spot ID here. So this is redundant.
Yeah.
And again, the new size. Okay, so now that we have this overview, let's go over to the Kanban board and go from the bottom top. So first of all, Andre pointed out that SQLite has some key differences from MySQL, and when testing, we'll need to test against specific MySQL container to have the exact same behavior or environment as we would have in a normal application. So PHP unit should run from MySQL testing container. This is fine and all. It will just be a bit slower than SQLite since it will be an actual write in the database. And for every test, the test will roll back and roll again. But let's get started with that. And this will be an example like how easy it is to add an additional container to an existing stack. So let's share the window. And we are exactly where we left last time. No additional changes. So let's get going. No containers are up, but we want to add an additional service. So is it fine if I make this font a bit smaller? Still visible?
Looks good to me.
Right.
I can read it easy, so hopefully all the others can as well.
Alrighty. So MySQL, let's duplicate this because it will be similar. Right, so we have the MySQL test. We keep the same image. Let's have testing here. We keep the same database name. We keep the same environment here. What we need is a different port. This is random. And this will go testing, and we can keep it in the same network. It doesn't even matter. And we'll just add a little new volume in here. All good? So a new name here, same environment. So that means all we have to do is during PHP unit. So let me open this again in files. It crashes with PHP Storm. Well, that's interesting.
Still don't know what issue that is. I've tested it in the latest version on my other computer, so and everything's fine there. I don't know what the problem is. If
It is
files.
Linux specific issue. So I haven't found a solution yet. So all we have to do is change this DB connection to MySQLite, and then change also the port.
Can you bring that in front of?
Can I what?
It's not visible.
Well, I'm bringing this off screen at the moment because I don't actually, I don't want to change this right now.
Yeah.
But if we do make start, we should have 2 containers running, and we do. So this was the main one, and this is the testing one. And all we have to do during the tests is change the port, and everything else is the same. Okay, with this out of the way, let's go to the next task, which is, I'm opening the notes on the left. One moment. All right, so we want to separate the auth controller into register and login controllers. So let's do that. So auth controller, and let's make a new one. I'm gonna use this. Register controller and login controller. And since we have tests, we will easily replace this, and we'll know that it doesn't break anything. Yeah. So let's grab the register, and instead of register, should call this just store. Is that okay for you, Andre?
Register would be fine as well, I think.
So register controller with the register function?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's fine.
All right. And everything else stays the same. So homework done.
To switch it out.
Yeah. In a second. Let me just grab the token as well and put this in here. All right. So since it's login and this will be the token, we'll leave this as it is, and everything else should work. And we can go ahead and remove this off controller. And let's replace the routes. So register controller and login controller. Can remove this, and let's simplify this and this. Okay, so now if we run our tests, so even I sometimes run tests here instead of running them from.
Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah. Force of habit, but now it works, and we are sure that this was a successful refactor, and we can keep going. Yeah. So next one.
This is like exactly what you write tests for, to make sure everything is, and you can confidentially refactor your code. That's the main reason.
So next slap on the wrist that I got from Andre is instead of users with multiple, should change this to singular. So I've read it on top of what you told me, and it's still up to debate, but in the Laravel docs, it's singular. So let's go with singular. So is it F6? Shift F6?
Shift F6.
Right. So let's change the user controller, and this will, so hopefully this should refactor the route in here as well. So it does. And now if we run the tests again from here, no, doesn't work with context. Right. And it works with a simple refactor. Right, next on the list. Postman should remove the manual better from the header. So that was a little mistake from my side. One moment, Postman is loading. I think I have to stop sharing and sharing just Postman. Okay. So we have the me endpoint, and instead of putting manually the authorization and bearer and then pasting the token, we can just attach it in the authorization tab. We select the bearer token and then we put this here. I think the data is, no, it still works. Yeah, so it actually does the same thing, but you are safer this way. Okay, next on the list, let's start making the models. Yes, no, maybe? Thank you for your wisdom. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have this open on the left and guide me a bit. So let's start with the first model, and that will be the garage. So this is the big one. Right. So PHP artisan make model. With Laravel 8, everything will go in the models directory. No need to specify that, and we'll pass the flags migration factory seeder. and we'll make the controller manually since we want to put it in API, or in this case, I don't think we'll have the garages available for the public, and we have a separate control panel for adding them. All right, so let's have the first one, migration factory seeder. That's what this does. And let's grab each model one by one. So we know we need a price. Also have a reservation, a spot. The new one size. So spot attribute and vehicle. So I think these are all the models that we had in our schema, and what all of these comments did, we created all the models, we have all the migrations that we have to complete now to fill in. We also have the seeders for every model, and we also should have a factory. So little helpers with the flag. All right, can you help me, Andre, with the fields, if you have that open?
No, I don't. I don't have it open. No.
Okay, let's, until you confirm that, I think we have the name, and let's limit that to 100 characters. I think we'll have more. We'll have a string for zip code, and also zip codes should be unique. Does unique add the index flag as well? Do you know?
Yes, I think it's. I can't find your comment with the link to.
I'll give you the link, just one moment. Okay, send it to you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we got the zip code, it's unique. Andre says it also has the index, so I'm gonna believe him. And we have the timestamps. I don't think we need anything else on this one. Or do we?
Here at the garages, right? So we have the name,
the coordinates.
We have the location that we belong to.
How do you usually do it? Do you do it with floats or with JSON column? What's your preference?
Sorry, my computer is running, or my fan is running really loud, so I didn't get you.
The coordinates, how do you usually store them, in JSON, or do you have specific columns for them, latitude and longitude?
It depends on how you are able to work with them. Usually, it's just the JSON, with the what's it called? Location object in it, longitude, latitude, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let's keep it safe with float. So LNG lat, and this are the timestamps. Right, let's go to the next one. Prices. You got that open?
Will be in.
Okay. So do you use it this way, by the way, Andre?
Yeah, I have it open.
Do you use it with foreign ID 4, or do you do it just with an unsigned integer and then make a separate reference?
What do you want to reference now? The garage?
So first one, yes, I think is the garage ID that is supposed to be here, but instead of doing, so I'm gonna give you the two options.
Yeah, no, I always used the big foreign, the big unsigned integer, and then make the foreign key constraints separate. So you can, but you can go for it.
So
the way you want.
unsigned big integer, and then you do. So actually, if you click on this and get here, that's what you all get. You get a big int. You'll get the column name based on the model that you specify.
Yeah.
No auto increment, and then you get unsigned. So no index is created, but we can do that manually. So let's go with the modern version.
Yeah.
Right. So we
Is
also
that
want
the
the
Laravel 8 feature?
yes,
Right.
I believe so, but I'm not sure. It maybe was in 7 as well.
Okay.
Right, size. Now this is the base price, and since it's in the prices table,
Prices table.
yeah,
Right.
base unsigned and not unique, unsigned, and let's put a comment as well. This will be
And
sense.
maybe call it. No, it's okay. Base price, but the table prices, and maybe it's okay. You just have to remind it. Yeah,
Right.
and we got the JSON column.
Right, and now we have the JSON column, and this were the deviations, how we call them, and it will be nullable since we can have spots that don't have a custom rate configuration and needs the same price all the time. Okay, next one, reservations, and let's go ID for ID for the same spot class. Do we need a compound index in this case, or should we go with simple one? Let's go with simple for now. Yeah, because we will also check the reservations, and we don't need a user ID. So I think most of the queries will rely only on the spot ID index and not the user ID.
Right.
Right. Daytime start and pay that, and this is going to be nullable. Anything else in this one?
Nope.
Cool.
Understand.
One moment. So have you seen that project Lara Streams?
No.
I think Christopher Rumpel is doing it, live stream as well, live coding, and it's supposed to aggregate all the streams in the Laravel community and list them. So it's a pretty cool one. I actually added a tweet today with the hashtag of Lara streams, but it didn't get added, sadly. I didn't pass the filter. Not elite enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you remember the elite drama?
Again?
Do you remember the elite drama?
No.
The Laravel elite drama? No.
Yeah.
Some people were revolted, but that some members get early access to specific tools. You know, like it was with Nova. And then some of them also bought the domain and made that Nova Packages website. So it kind of gave them an advantage. But it's a free software anyway, so why would you care? But anyway, that's why it's drama.
Okay.
Okay, spots.
First is storage ID.
I saw this notation with in a code course series. Size. Do we need the size for this to be indexed? Do you usually index all the relationships, Andre?
Oh, I only index what's needed to be indexed, and yeah, so if you grab relations from the model, it will decrease the time when you have an index on that. It's fine.
Okay, that is the
number.
floor with a default of 0 and number. Default of 0 and timestamp. Right, I think this one was pretty easy. And size. No, this is a name. This should be unique. And we don't need the timestamps in this case, since this is like an enum, but in a relationship. Spot attribute. What do we have in this case? I think the same thing as size.
It's also name.
And let's limit this. Big optimization. Okay. And in the vehicles one, I googled it in the meantime. I believe the longest license is 10 or 11 characters. So let's keep it safe.
Is that the license plate you mean with license?
Which one?
Yeah, this column.
What about it?
Yeah, you said that the longest is 10 or 11 characters. Is that the license plate?
Yes.
The number on the, okay.
Yes.
All right.
And this will have a size, but I believe this was not mandatory, so let's make this nullable. And the timestamps, so that's okay. Now, I removed some timestamps from, no, not from spot, from sizes and the spot attribute. So let's go in the sizes and do timestamps equal false, and also spot attribute, same thing. Preference, guarded or fillable?
I always use guarded.
Okay. So let's do that for everyone.
Yeah, I put ID on it. I always guard the ID.
ID? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. And you take care about everything else ourselves.
Alrighty. Okay. Next one, we made a JSON column on the prices. So let's. So this is on the prices. And I think it's protected cast, right?
You can just start typing casts and it will autocomplete.
Genius. This was the rates or JSON. Do you have this plugin?
No, that's by default. But just you don't want JSON out of it. You want an array out of it, and so.
Yeah, but having a JSON will output it as array.
No, you have to cast it as an array, and everything's fine. And
okay, I place my bet on this.
Really?
So yeah, let's see who's right about this.
All right, then leave it as it is. You will see.
Okay, and then we added in the reservation, I believe, we added the start end and pay that, and let's cast that to. Do we have to cast that as well if we want them as carbon?
I always no, I don't cast it. I put it in a data array.
All right, it does. Yeah.
I don't know if that's still needed in Laravel 8. Not sure, but yeah, maybe I'm kind of old school. And
And in the dates, do you have to specify the created at and updated at if you have them?
If you put the dates in this dates array, yes, you have to, because this will override the default behavior.
Okay, pay that. Okay, any other? So this looks fine. This looks handled. I don't need anything here. Okay. Okay, and okay. I think at this point we can migrate. And let's check the database. Okay, so now I'm really, I really want to know if I was right or you were right in this case. Was this one right?
We will see.
Alright, so let's do some manual stuff.
You think you know? Yeah, let's see.
All right, so small, medium, and large. And this usually goes in a seeder.
Yes.
But let's do this dirty fast way. Garage, need a garage as well. Okay, so this will be the center garage. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And let's go to prices. And one, and this is cents, so this will be $10 or euros. Let's leave this for a second. Alright, then I'm gonna copy the JSON from here. Okay, so this is not the final version, just the JSON that I had scrapped here. Okay, so let's go to a test. Since I'm sharing this, this will be a unit, and let's have this new test. And let's make a new directory, so we'll separate the models. And we have unit models, and this will be price test with unit. Okay, so let's just have test price test. Yeah, I made the manual stuff, but if I'm doing the test, then I will have to see the data again. So let's make the test route. So the infamous mic route, and let's dump the garage. No, that's in price. That's in price. Price first, and also let's generate this thingy. And now if I open the mic route and share the screen.
Hallo Robbe.
So this was parking test. Mic route. Rates. It's not as I wanted.
No, put an array, please. And refresh. What? There's something wrong.
What is it wrong?
It's still a string. It's not casted anywhere.
Well, price in the model. Rates. Oh, come on. Oh, I have just my browser. I'm making some changes now in the code, so
yeah, we don't see that.
So when I do toArray and I have a JSON, then I get it this way.
Right. Can you output in your micro out prices, rates on the price? I think it will be casted.
So if I just do first and then rates, and
right, then I don't see any code, but I guess you switch to array now. Can you switch it back to JSON?
It is JSON now.
It is still JSON. Oh.
Yes.
So
yes,
can you use array instead?
Yes, let's try that. Okay, I am gonna check first. It's the same.
Yeah. Right. Can you go back to not output the rates, the whole object, the whole price of the object?
Just the what? Just
the whole price object.
It doesn't cast it. No, it casts it only when you request it.
Yeah.
So
all right. Oh, okay. We know we were both right and everything's fine.
We were both right.
Good.
All right. Let's work out some of the relationships, and I'm gonna try to keep this stream a bit shorter because I got complaints that it was too long and boring. So let's keep it a bit shorter.
Yeah, the last thing we want to be is be boring.
Oh yes.
So coding isn't boring, so code.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the table like this and then try to get the relationships. So first of all, I know that it has a garage has many prices. Yeah. So let's do. Do you use this shortcut, pop F?
Yes.
Great.
All the time.
Right, and we will do this. Has many price class. Okay, we'll do some small tests as well. Has many. Right, next on the list, this one has also spots. And this will be the same kind of relationship. So, and also attributes. So I think we decided that the attributes will be just something added, but not configurable. Like the attributes will not be scheduled. Yeah, so it will have a base add-on based on the spot size. So you cannot say that during Mondays the electric spots will be $5 and then in other days $6. So that's the limitation that we're currently going with. So spot attributes, and this will be belongs to many relationships, since this is in a pivot table. Okay, and since we have the specific price, all right, so I'm gonna stop sharing and bring back the documentation a bit, because this is an important aspect of it. Okay, so if we take a look at this database schema, we have the garage, we have this spot, and this is the table that we currently doing, and we have this price per hour. So in a belongs to many relationship between the garages and the attributes. If you want to have access to this one, you have to declare it in the relationship. So let's go back to it and do a with pivot. Okay, and do it here. What did we call it, Andre? Price per hour.
Price price per hour with underscores.
All right. Okay, and belongs to many. When it comes to this relationships, do you usually write unit tests for them?
Nope.
Okay. Price next. I think these are all the relationships that we have for the garage. Do we have any relationship for price?
Well, if I write down the relation methods, like you just started with garage, and you add a relation there, then I go into the model and add the relation on the other side. You know,
Yeah, but you mentioned this case. I don't think we ever need to get the garage from the price, do we?
Maybe we need some information. We got the price object, and then we need some output about the garage name, something. And yes, we will do that. Not sure if you really need it, but maybe you're gonna need it. And
Okay.
I always have both sides declared.
Okay, let's go with this simple and implement it when we need it, if we need it.
All right.
Okay. The price, as I said, it doesn't have any relationships at the moment. It doesn't need any. And on the reservations table, we have the spot. So we have the spot ID there, so that means it belongs to a relationship. This will be a spot. And also it has a user ID, so we need a user, and this will be the same.
Maybe you can say a word about the ID fields, and that you don't have to write them down in this method when you follow a certain schema.
Can you say that again? I'm not sure I understood what you wanted to say.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that if you follow a certain scheme in your database with the column names like user ID or spot ID and things like that, if you follow that scheme in your database, you don't have to write down, like in your spot belongs to a relationship, you don't have to specify the column names and the column name of the foreign table.
Right, but if you have,
you can, you can do if you want, but you don't need to. But you must declare those fields when they differ from that scheme.
right.
I just wanted you to say something about that, because like you take it for granted, or you think
so.
maybe everybody knows about it, and maybe not. So.
Okay, so yes, because we follow the eloquent rules, because this spot ID is the foreign key, then specifying just the spot class doesn't have, well, implies that the key is spot ID, but because it's the same, we leave it by default, so it's detected automatically. And in this case, it's the same user ID on the reservations table. Okay.
Great.
Size, don't think that has anything. We need a spot, so on the spot we have the attributes, so this will be in a pivot table, and let's write this out. Spot attributes. Oh. Okay, next one was the garage ID, and this is on the table. So in this case is return belongs to this garage. Next, it has reservations. So these relationships, they kind of fall off your tongue. Like you say, this spot has reservations, but it can have many reservations. Yeah, so it comes natural.
Yeah.
Has many reservation. Right here. And also this has a size. Okay, type hitting, return type. Anything else for this model?
No,
This is all.
that's fine.
Next, on the user, I think this one doesn't have anything on the user. I hope this doesn't turn into a God object. Right, we have many reservations, so again, many. And we have the vehicles. I don't think I've implemented the... How do you want to handle vehicles that are that can enter for free? That don't have to pay for the spot.
I didn't think of it yet. You just told about it a few minutes ago, so I was I didn't think about it. My English is very bad today. Again.
Okay, so let's imagine a user. Should we apply the gratuity on the user or on the vehicle, based on?
Can you translate that word?
How do we want to handle the free spots on the user or on the vehicle? Do you think we should have both? Let's go just with one. So imagine at the entrance you have a scanner, and the scanner will scan your vehicle number. Yeah. And I think it makes sense to have it on the vehicle. So maybe just a Boolean.
But maybe you can have it on the user because different users you can use the same vehicle, but the user is free, not the car. Maybe both. I don't know. Like when you show the ID or whatever you show there, and it's a user related thing.
So you think you should go on the users?
Maybe it's a car related thing. Well, I don't know. Maybe the garage is scanning the license plate, the number plate of the car.
It seems this is a business logic, an application specific logic. So let's go with one option: user or the vehicle.
Yeah.
Your call.
Yeah, I would leave it on the vehicle. Like let's say the number plate is the license is the key for that. I don't know.
How do you want to call the column? Premium. I don't know. Free entry. And Boolean and default false. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So back on the vehicles, we can grab the user. We are on the user. So this one has vehicles, many vehicles. And also okay. And the last model, and this is done. So okay, let's go back to the user from the from in this case it has many, so let's do a user, and that the reverse of has many is belongs to. there. And the vehicle also has the new field size. Okay. And with this, I think we have all our relationships handled. But let's make a little test. So probably off screen, I will make this test because it's getting pretty, as someone said, boring to build them. So let's just complete the factories and make a little test in this one. So the garage. Can you help me with the? Let's just grab this. So this will be a name. And
where do you start? On the garage factory.
Yeah.
So we got name, zip code.
Okay.
LNG, longitude, latitude.
Faker has a zip code.
Yes, zip.
It doesn't give me that. Is it a function or an attribute?
It's an attribute.
Okay, let's see if it works. If not, we'll generate some random shit.
Yeah. So latitude, longitude, LNG, LAT. I think it has some. Faker has some application stuff as well. So that's it.
Yes, it does. Cool.
Or maybe Faker is a zip code. I'm not sure. Well, but I can check.
It doesn't have a longitude.
I can check.
It does. Okay, so we have a user, we have a garage. Let's make some price, some sizes. And the size is just a name. But I don't think we actually need the size in this case.
Oh, postal code. Postal code is the Faker. Thing for the zip. Postal.
How do you do unique name? So like that, I think. Yes. And the same goes for spot attributes. The vehicle.
And things like the name you have on the spot attribute, for example, I rather choose a set of plausible things, like make a list of like 3 or 4 what was it, spot name? No, hang on. So spot attributes or sizes, we just have a few of them. So just create an array with meaningful things and just grab randomly with Faker one out of them. That's it.
But since we'll have always the same sizes, wouldn't this make sense to have them in a seeder and seed them on all the tests?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's go in the seeds, in the sizes.
I think it was about the spot attributes which you
and so, well, in this case, we just have 3 sizes. But if we need a seeder to run many times, instead of using the eloquent create, we can use db insert.
Okay.
Do we need the table insert, or can I just use the insert?
I don't use it that way. I can't tell you. I use the factories for that, and that's why I put things the right way in the factory, that I get some meaningful things out of it.
I think it's like this. So small, medium, large. Is that the correct
Yeah,
syntax
looks
for
like
this.
it. Yeah, it should be.
Okay, and I think the same goes for the spot attributes either. And instead of spot attributes, and this will be how did we call them? Electric. So for women. So for women is the. I think this it was you who suggested, right? So closer
Yeah,
to
that's
closer.
what we have in Germany, like Frauenparkplätze
Okay, for women
with
with
kids
kids
and
and handicapped.
handicapped.
Okay, so we can delete the. Do we want to delete this? The size factory. Yeah. Or do you think this is needed for faking tests?
And yes,
yes.
you have to call the seeder every time you create it. You run the tests, you know, but this is not done automatically.
I'm gonna put that in the setup of the base test.
Okay, yeah, then you don't need it.
So size and spot attribute go away, and in the main test, just like that. I think it returns a void. We need the parent setup, and then I think it's is it artisan call? Is it seed call? Do you remember? How do you actually?
I would add those seeder classes to the database seeder and then just call the database seeder one.
Yeah, my question was how exactly do I run seeders in here?
Yeah, you can call it. You call the artisan attribute.
I just there's not something specific to this.
No.
Okay, maybe artisan seed.
No. Call.
Okay, PHP artisan.
No, just seed.
And then just pass the class.
Seed, yeah.
Or yeah, let's.
No, DB seed is okay. It's
you know why I don't want to make this in the DB seeder, because maybe we'll have actual data in the seeder that we have to seed later, but this is just for tests. So
yeah, just use another seeder class, like test database seeder would, for example.
Makes sense.
And add those seeding data you want.
Got it. Okay, and this will run this call size seeder and spot attribute seeder. Do you still do this?
Yes. I don't know why. That's, maybe bad habit. I don't know. I like it. I always remove those damn comments, but I always add the information about the class, what package it's used. And, so.
I used to do the same as you do. I picked this habit from you, but I think this is a bit easier to read. Okay, so we want the test database seeder. Yeah. So everything we want to have seeded during the tests will go in here. And these are the default sizes and spot attributes. So that will be small, medium, large, and this. So now in our test, in the price test, we're not using the correct test case. Okay. And use database migrations. Okay, so now if we do a dd of size get, we should get all the sizes if they were seeded correctly. Ta-da! Okay, small, medium, large, and we'll have them on all the tests. So that's nice. Okay, so let's go with what I wanted to show you here. So we have the, let's get a garage. So garage factory create, and then let's have a spot as well. Did we make the seeder for the spot? I don't think we have. And garage ID. Yeah, let's go in this spot. I don't think we haven't done anything here. So spot, let's grab them from here. So we have a garage ID. Should this return an array? This is a seeder. What am I doing?
What's a seeder?
Yeah, I wanted to go in the factory. Yeah. Okay. So garage ID, and this will be a garage. Do I use make or create when you do it in here? Do you know?
Use the factory.
Yeah, I want to do a factory, but also I can pass a garage. So if I do, I'll show you in a second. But let's first complete this one, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so on the spot, no, on the spot, garage size. But we know we'll have this. Huh. Did we delete this size? Yeah, so you see in this case, if I want a simple spot, but I don't care about the size. Yeah, we have it anyway. Okay.
You use in random order to get a little bit random.
Okay. Oh. Okay. We also have the floor and number. Race. Autocomplete is not really helping me today. So we have -5, and number. And I'll set it from 1 to 150. Okay, and I think this is okay. Okay, so let's go back to the test. And because we passed the garage ID, the one from the factory will not be created. And this was size. And the size ID, we don't really care about it now, and everything else should stay the same. So now let's do dd spot and see that we have the correct unknown formatter zip. So the garage from this.
Yeah, you didn't change it. It's postcode.
Got it. Okay, so if you run it, yeah, we'll see the garage ID from here, random size from floor number, and everything is fine. Okay, so let's grab the spot, and this is how I'm testing that the relationship works. The relationships work. So we should be able to do this and grab some spots, and we get it. And from this spot we can go back spots. Okay, first, and we make sure that we can go back to the garage. But do we have this on this spot? Garage. I'm not getting the auto completion. Let me generate this again. So now if we run this, we should get back the same garage. Okay, so great, this works. What other relationships do we have? We have prices. So let's try to generate the price. Price.
Do we have a price factory already? You said one?
I don't think we. Okay, I set it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, so we have a garage ID again. We have a size. So let's grab the ones from Spot. No, Spot Factory. Okay. What else do we have in here?
Base and rate.
Base. And the rates. Let's have this an empty array by default. And the base will be random between 100 and whatever. Okay, so let's go back to the test, dummy test. Garage ID, let's place this one here. Let's see that we have this created correctly first. And we get something. That's fine. And from the garage, let's try to get the prices. Okay, and dump it as an array. And we have an array of prices. Okay, so now we kind of know.
Why did you add the get into array? Just when you remove the brackets behind prices and remove
then
the
this
get,
will be a collection.
Yeah, it should be the same now.
Yes.
It's the
Yes,
same
sure.
result.
Yeah. I think I was just going with the flow and writing as I type it. Okay, so a little recap. We have all the models, we have all the migrations, we have all the relationships, we have the seeders, we have the factory, we have the seeders running when the tests run, so we have some data that we know it will be here all the time. And if we want some seeders, we can define them here separately. But this will be a test case, a specific database seeder. Anything else? Did I miss anything, Andre?
No, I'm not sure if we declared all factories and if there's anything ready.
Yeah, we haven't set up the vehicles, but yeah, take it. Let's assume that we did it.
This can be homework.
Yeah, this will be homework. So I say that this is a live coding project, but you can turn off the brain. You can turn off the brain. So even after the stream now, I will go and think, well, maybe I missed something. Maybe we have to improve something. And yeah, this is why it's never a true live coding experience. But trying to get as close as possible. Okay. No. Any closing thoughts, Andre?
No.
Wanna say hi to your fans?
Hi to my fans.
Okay then. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
You did it well. No struggling.
Oh,
good.
Thank you, Andre. Okay, then see you in the next one, and thank you for joining.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me here.